We have come this far by faith, leaning on the Lord, trusting in His holy word. He never found me yet. Can't turn around. We've come this far by faith. Hey, I sang that on purpose today. And I'm doing things on purpose after listening to Dwayne Taylor's feed today. He did a live broadcast about living your life on purpose and doing what you do on purpose. And I thought that would be a great partner to the lifestyle insight that I wanted to share today. So thank you so much for sharing that. I really, really, really appreciate it for that reminder, because we can know things for a long time. We can go to church, we can go to conferences, motivational speeches, we can listen to them all day. But if we don't practice it, it can go in one ear and out the other and not really make any type of change in our life. So thank you so much for that reminder. Today, I will do things on purpose. I am submitting this live broadcast on purpose. I sang at the beginning of this broadcast on purpose. And what I'm about to say, I am saying it all on purpose. So thank you so much for your inspiration, Pastor Taylor. Thank you. All right. So today, what I was led to share with you all, and as a reminder to myself, because the information that I share is not just because I know much more than you. These are things that I have to tell myself every single day, that I have to remind myself every single day, because I have to renew my mind daily, or either it'll be so easy to go back to all the things that I've come from, all the places that I've come from. So what I'm sharing with you, this is my perspective. I don't expect any of you to feel like this is the end all be all, or that I have the absolute truth, because I don't. And the real truth of it is that God created us all different. My DNA is very unique. It's very, very unique. There will never, ever, ever be another One Yin Young. And there will never, ever, ever be another you exactly like you, because God created you uniquely different. And if God created us all so unique, I just can't believe that we're all supposed to think identically the same. It just does not make sense to me. So my perspective on the truth, on the universal truth, it's very well might be a little bit different than yours. But what I'm praying for is that what I say will connect with you in a real way. And it will connect with your truth. Whatever your truth is, let that be your truth. But let these words that I speak today, let them be a manifest of truth and of light and of some sort of epiphany and understanding to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in the next moment. I'm not even worried about tomorrow. Tomorrow will worry about itself. But who knows what's about to happen in the next hour? Who knows what's going to happen in the next 15 minutes? So may God bless these words that I speak to help us all to get through the next moments. Amen. So what I was led to talk about today is inflictions. Why do we go through inflictions? Especially if we are believers, meaning we believe that things will happen as we speak. We believe that Jesus came on this earth to lead a way of truth, to show us the power that has been embedded within us since the beginning of all time. God created us in the image of God, which means we have some true power. We are supposed to be walking on water. We are supposed to be splitting the Red Seas. This is real stuff, not just some Bible talk. We should be doing all of these things. So if we have superhero powers, why do we deal with infliction? It's a good question, right? This is something that I've been thinking about, and I personally have a situation that I am intentionally manifesting healing for right now in this moment. And because I've been here before, it's like, well, God, if I believe that I am healed, if I have accepted the full truth of healing and of life and not death, why do I still have to deal with certain things? Well, what God was revealing to me is, if I don't keep my life pure, if I don't keep my mind pure, if I do not keep my heart pure, if I do not keep my actions pure, if I do not keep my beliefs pure, I open myself up to impurity. That is really so simple. It is so simple. And this is a time for us all to back down on being self-righteous. Oh, I don't talk about nobody. I do this and I'm the one who goes there and I do that and I've done this and I have these accomplishments. Well, if you are dealing with infliction, there must be some impurity in your life. Point blank. Point blank. Some sort of impurity. Something that we can work on to become stronger. And impurity might really make some of us get on the defense, but I'm going to speak what I'm led to speak because I trust in God. So I trust that the truth will make us free. We don't need any more sugarcoating. We don't need any more people telling us what we want to hear. What we need is the truth so that we can be made whole, so that we can be made free, so that we can be released from our past and move on into the future. But if we keep reaching back into the past, what's going to happen is we make ourselves a match for all of the things that we dealt with in the past. So I understand why I'm dealing with my own personal inflictions right now. And I also understand that God gives grace. So in this, because all things work together for the good of those who are called according to the purpose. And I have to look at that scripture to make sure I'm quoting it right. And I will post it in the feed because you're not going to hear me say I know the Bible in and out. There's a lot of words in that thing. So this is a paraphrase. I'm not going to say it's verbatim. I will post the verbatim quote in the feed, and I'm releasing myself from that pressure. Thank you. All right. But there's something like that in the Bible that says that we need to go down that path, and the truth will make us free. The truth will make us free. And all things work together. That's what I was saying. All things work together for the good of those who love the Lord and are called according to his purpose. What is God's purpose? Well, the first thing that I think about is God is love. So if I'm not walking in love in every moment, if my intentions for my business is not fully covered in love from the beginning to the end, then I'm not walking in the purpose that's been called by God. If my intentions for you joining this feed is not fully covered in love from the beginning to the end, then I am not walking in the call that God has for me, or the call that is in God's purpose. And then what happens is that opens me up for infliction. That opens me up to be to resistance. That opens me up to actually being affected by the laws of this world. Because we are really spiritual beings, and this is the truth of it. We are energetic, electrical, spiritual beings. And when you think about energy and when you think about electricity, all of those things are things you cannot see unless there is some sort of interaction with something else. There has to be a spark to see the light from electricity. But electricity flowing through your house, electricity flowing through your body, you do not see that right now. But yet you are still an electrical being. So God, being God, we don't always see God, but we can see God when God is interacting with other things. And we can also see the manifestation of the opposite. So if we're not walking in our godly purpose, then we are going to see the interaction with the laws of this world, the laws of our human body, of this flesh, because our flesh, this is the worldly thing. Our spirit is that electrical, that God, that energy that we cannot see. And that's really everything that is. And when we walk in that, we can walk through the walls and borders of this world. But if we're not walking in love, and if we are not walking in truth and pure faith, then we open up ourselves to the manifestations of this world, which is sickness, which is death, which is inflictions, which are inflictions upon our mind, upon our heart, which means we can deal with situations with partners in life, with friends, and then we can go through depression if they leave us or if they act in a way that we disapprove of, because we have opened up ourselves to the manifestations of this world. But if we walk as light beings of spirit, of God, then when this world happens, we can continue to move forward, because we're not opening ourselves up to the inflictions of this world. The other thing, and that's from my perspective. That's how God came to me with that answer. And the other thing that God showed me was the inflictions, because all things work together for our good, although we can make choices and open ourselves up to laws that we are not even aware of. Gravity works whether you know it or not. And there are spiritual laws that work whether we know them or not. There are laws of cause and effect that work whether we are aware of them or not. And when we open ourselves up to the inflictions of the laws that we may or may not know of, God still has purpose for us in that. So even if we open ourselves up to inflictions, God can work through it. And sometimes God will allow those inflictions to come upon us, even when we've made choices to go in a different direction, because God knows what we are asking for. He knows what our ultimate definite purpose in life is. God knows what we really want. And he also knows that inflictions can build character if we hold on to the truth. If we hold on to the truth of God that God has put within our heart, the truth that God has put within our mind, and only you know that. Only you know that. So don't let someone else try and inflict upon you their beliefs, because you know what you know. And God is the judge of that. People can see you walk your day-to-day life. They can see you in your job. They can see you at home, and they can presume that you know something. But you are the one who knows what you really know. You know if what you're doing is right or wrong. You know if that's what you believe. He who knows to do right and does not do it, to him it's a sin. So if you know that you should be working your business and you're not doing it, well, then you open up yourselves to inflictions. If you know that you're supposed to be parenting your children in a certain way and you do not do it, well, now we open ourselves up to inflictions. If we know that we're supposed to be a certain type of wife from what God put in our heart, if we don't have to be taught that. You don't have to have a parent that raised you. God will put into our heart what to do. And sometimes we'll use our life as an excuse. Sometimes we'll use our life as an excuse. And if we do that, we open ourselves up to inflictions. That was actually somebody who I should probably join in to this feed, because she has really great information, but maybe next time. Okay, but here, this is it. If you're dealing with inflictions, figure out how you can become stronger from them. Discover what the root is, what you're really asking for in life, and believe that God's going to pull you through. Because there's absolutely nothing that happens to you that you cannot overcome through belief and with the power of God. There's absolutely nothing that you cannot overcome. Even death, with the power of God. But we have to believe. We have to believe. We have to trust. We have to stay pure. We have to believe. We have to trust, and we have to stay pure. We have to believe. We have to trust, and we have to stay pure so that we don't open ourselves up to the inflictions of this world. That's all that I want to share today. All right. I love you all. Have a blessed and wonderful and productive day. Peace.